Right now, the biggest story with the San Francisco 49ers is Brock Purdy and his potential availability against the Cardinals coming up for the home opener. John Lynch joined KMBR and said a couple interesting things, and I'm very curious to know what you guys think about this. And it's also in regard to Purdy's availability. There's a chance, he could practice again today because we did know he turned in a limited participation yesterday. He said that's something to monitor to see how he's going to, participate today. And the other thing that he said, Brock Purdy could actually be the backup in this game against the Cardinals, behind Mac Jones, potentially even behind Adrian Martinez. So take a listen to what he had to say about the quarterback kind of situation that's developing on KMBR, and we'll react to it on the other side.
And John, it's about that time you knew that this question was coming. What can you tell us the latest on Brock Purdy's status?
I can tell you that it was encouraging to see him practice. He was limited yesterday. Means he got out there and he had some activity. I think everyone saw that. The key now is how does he respond to that? So we'll find that out here later today, see if he can get back out there. Mac is preparing and will be prepared, as will Adrian Martinez. And so we'll be ready to go. We'll make an organizational decision on where Brock's at and later in the week. But it's encouraging to see him out there, and he's doing a heck of a job attacking the rehab every way that he can, spending countless hours and doing a really good job with it, as is our training staff. And so we'll see where that goes as the week develops.
John, you guys are coming home to Levi's this weekend with a 2-0 record, and we know how hard it is to win games in the NFL on the road, let alone with your backup quarterback. So just circling back to the quarterback room, what was your evaluation of Mac Jones and his performance down in New Orleans?
I thought he did really well. We were pleased to add Mac this offseason. And, we had watched a similar thing happen with when you have a talented player and it hasn't gone their way, we saw it happen with Sam Darnold, and maybe a blueprint. Although they're different players, a guy that we really like what they bring, the total package of what they bring, and saying, okay, maybe it hasn't gone like they've wanted elsewhere. But maybe if we put them in our situation and pour into them, maybe we can get all the talent that we see in them out of them. So much credit goes to each one of those guys, Sam, and what he did with the opportunity. And you're seeing Mac really take advantage of the opportunity. I think a guy playing with a lot of confidence. And, I know he was a little nervous going into that game, and you could see him settle in early on. The first series, they muddied up some looks and things, and it wasn't great. But by the second series, I think he was playing in rhythm. Kyle has a lot of trust for Mac. I think, if the Saints, they were kind of playing a lot of people close to the line of scrimmage and kind of almost daring us to throw it. So we threw it 36, 37, 38 times, and Mac was up to the challenge and made some big plays, protected the ball. It's really nice to be able to have a player like that when your franchise quarterback goes down. So we're really proud of Mac and the way he settled in. You can see the guys really take to his leadership style, which is very unique. He's a little quirky and fun. You see his pregame outfits and all that. But the most important thing on that field, the guys like playing with him, and he stepped up and was huge for us.
After seeing his performance, does that influence your guys' decision on Brock Purdy's return at all?
No, I think you make a decision that is best for Brock and best for our team. And so, that's short term, long term. And, we'll take everything into account, but it's about where Brock is. Do we feel comfortable putting him out there? If not, we do know that we feel very comfortable with Mac, but I think you have to be careful about that. You got to make sure these guys are right and able to go perform at the level from the ability to perform, but most of all their health and not just looking at it short term but long term. So we'll take all those things into account and make a good decision.
One quick follow-up on that. Would it be possible to possibly see Brock Purdy suit up as a backup quarterback this weekend?
You could see that. I think all things are on the table. It truly is, like I said, he did some things out at the practice field very encouraged by that. See how he progresses today. See if he can do a little more today, and then take it into the weekend and figure out exactly how we're gonna play that thing out.
So this one's kind of interesting because, I I'm kind of like, if Brock Purdy's healthy enough to play, then I think he should play. And then if he's not healthy enough to play, he probably shouldn't play. I guess I can understand that he's kind of in that in-between area where they he could play if he had to, but what the San Francisco 49ers are trying to do is, mitigate a potential re-injury, get or re-aggravation of that injury, so they want to give him more time. So it's fascinating that they are openly speaking about how Brock could be a backup quarterback this coming week against the Cardinals. So I think that the fact that it is a consideration speaks to where Brock is on his return. So that might be their way of saying he really is a week out from being ready to go. So maybe the Jaguars game, week 4, is maybe a more likely, a realistic return. And if needed in a emergency style situation, then maybe Brock goes in. So this is going to be fascinating to see. It would be so weird, honestly, to be able to see Brock Purdy going through warmups, in full pads, all of those things, but sitting behind Mac Jones would be a quite the sight to see. So we'll see how this whole thing ultimately plays out. But I want to get your guys' thoughts on the situation in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think about this, and you already know what to do. Make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.